When the disciples first came to follow Jesus, they figured they had hit the bonanza. Here is somebody who can solve all their problems, wave his hand over a few loaves of bread, make it into enough food to feed over 5,000. They were thinking of themselves. And remember, Jesus even has to say to Peter, "Get behind me, Satan," because he's thinking of privilege. Well, Jesus teaches them over and over again, he's here to serve. And they have to learn what it means to be a disciple through his service. They have to follow his example. And that's one of the things we do during Lent. We try to follow the example of Christ. The practice of the Stations of the Cross is one example. Let me give you another one that this is just if you feel like doing it. Read the story of the Passion of Christ, one chapter at a time. Start with Matthew, and you can start with the entrance into Jerusalem for Palm Sunday. There are 27 chapters. So towards the end of Lent, you would be finished with it, because that's the example we want to follow. We want to pattern our life on what he did. But there's also another way to do this. When St. Francis was asked, who is the perfect friar? He says, well, friar so-and-so is good for prayer, friar so-and-so is good for service, he's good for patience. He saw the goodness in the friars around him, didn't expect all of them to have all the gifts, but was able to celebrate the gifts they had. What if this Lent we would look at the people around us and say, I want to follow his example because of this, her example because of that. Now, it's a lot easier to do in a group like this. Try doing it at home with your own family. Instead of seeing the shortfalls in the people around us, see their gifts and say, I want to be more caring like my wife. I want to be more patient like my husband. These are just made up. But I want to follow that person's example because I recognize that the holiness of God didn't only work there, but it's also working here. We're all children of God, and even though we're all broken, St. Paul calls us all saints. Now, once in a while, too, if we're working on our family, we will say, well, this person is teaching me a lesson, but what I don't want to become. That's a given. But even that, we can thank God for the possibility to say, I choose to do this, I choose not to do that.